Live from the Hive again. This episode of Live from the Hive is brought to you by Direct Hire. Direct Hire is a work placement agency that specializes in various manual labor industries, from maintenance and industrial applications to project planning and logistics. I know when I started long haul trucking a couple of years back, I found my jobs on notice boards like this one outside the facility right here in downtown Phoenix. And when I started my own business and started looking for drivers to hire, I turned to Direct Hire to help with my permanent placement needs. Direct Hire has many locations throughout the American Southwest. In Arizona, they have placement offices like this one shown in Phoenix. Lovely location. I know you've seen that one, Pete. This one here in Tucson. And finally, this one here in Sierra Vista. Direct Hire. There's a placement for everyone. Placement for everyone, Pete. And that brings us to the off season, my friend.
Yep.
Here we are. It's been a little while. We've been away from the stadium, doing some stuff, but finished up on a 23-21 season with a team that started off with the worst record in baseball and ended up with a winning record.
Yeah, they really put it together toward the midpoint of the season and started to turn it on. They went on a couple of really good win streaks. So all in all, would have liked to see them do a little bit better in the playoffs, but I wasn't unhappy with the season.
Yeah, I was looking at the season there. There was a couple other teams that were 23-21. The Crocodons and the Burners had that same record, and the Wide Loads and the Warblers. Boy, you look at divisions, how it happened, how it shook out last year. The Pioneer Conference, the Pathfinder division of the Pioneer Conference, the only division where not a single team had a losing record. The last place team, the Freedom, were 500 ball, and they were in 5th place. Nuts.
Yeah.
Looking at the bracket again, the Beewolves went in, played a hard series. Like, they played well against the Jacks, ended up winning that one 2-1, just barely. Some of the best playoff baseball I'd seen, and then they just get swept right out by the front runners, who dominated, won every game, won the first 5 games of the playoffs until they lost 2 straight to the Moose.
Yeah. That was tough. And again, the front runners coming in as the wild card, the 4th place team. So, it was a good run for them.
Well, that brings us to where we here on the off season. We check the season, the league leaders, the team stats, and all that stuff. But we are looking in the off season hub, and this is where we got the next round to give all the teams an opportunity. We got the sign and release. Review your team to see which players are missing in your lineup. Pick new players, available players list to fill your roster. And mark new players to watch them in the news feed. We saw some of these top players up here at the top. These are the top stars who have left their team. Some surprises and some not surprises. Two of our old team, the Overdogs up there, Sakta Song and Kasha Emmon, both leave the team this year. Basically, no one's picking up Sakta Song in the first round. $37.8 million.
Unless there's a team that's got that kind of cash. The only team I could think of that would have that kind of cash would be the Overdogs, because they shed almost all their good players at the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, let's see if I go down to maybe it's to summary again. Summary of our franchise. Teams, is it team stats? Well, team stats kind of showed where we left off in the season. Just a few things to note here. Buster Biggs plays every single game. The only player on the team to play all 44. He's dominant in so many ways. He bats over 400. So he was able to stay with us. And I'm trying to find out where we go. I mean, we're here in the off season, but how does it show us where our team is? I guess if we go sign release, right? Okay, yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, if you hit sign and release, this shows you the stats of the Beewolves. We were fortunate enough that basically everybody signed on for last year's salary. We didn't have a single retirement. Nobody, except for one, asked for a raise. Now, Steve Monstour is the only standout there. He's the one who's decided to check out his options on the free market agency. So he's still technically a Beewolf. I mean, he's resigned. We can pick him back up if we like, but he's shown us he's ready to go play somewhere else.
Yeah, Monstour wants his previous salary was $4.9 million. He's asking for this season. He wants $11.4 million, which we only have $11,900,000. So I mean, that would basically suck up our entire. Yeah, that would wipe us out basically.
I don't even think Monstour's agent thinks he's worth $11 million. That's the first round of the offseason thing. I think you expect that to be whittled down and some negotiations to be made. But
that's just I'm leaving money.
Right, but that puts the Beewolves in a situation where we were talking, just sort of saying for what we want next year. We were real happy when we saw this team ending off that season. We think they have a lot of solid players, and I don't think there's much dead weight here. One of the only sort of places we sort of had up in the air was that catcher's position. So we had let go our starting catcher, and Steve Monstour came in to pick up the new starting role. But Eliza Peck kind of vied for that role as well. They're both B- ranked catchers, and they both shared time equally, which is unusual. Normally you got a starting catcher go with, and you got a backup. But we really didn't have that. So this kind of puts us in a strange spot. What are you thinking, Pete?
What I'm thinking is, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm taking a look right now at the free agent wire, looking for somebody who could be either a backup catcher, preferably if we can get somebody who could play the same positions as Monstour, backup catcher, first base. Larstad Cleef kind of jumped out at me at first blush. He's overall a C, but he's got power versus right-handed pitching and good connection versus right-handed pitching, although he's only got a 28 power and a 35 connectivity and 1 speed. So he's got a 74 fielding and 51 arm. So not so much. What about Dallas McGuire? He's only got one position, which is catcher. I think he's probably a rookie at 23.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Years old. Yeah. Strong arm, not much of a fielder. It's about about an average speed. He's got good connectivity, not a lot of power though.
Yeah.
But we could possibly develop that.
That's true. At 23 years old, you just want 6.9. We really only need a catcher, and that is kind of where I think what you were kind of going for was here's a tough thing that I was thinking about a little bit. We've got Laura Franco plays first base and third base. We got Ruby Green who plays first base and third base. That's sort of double that area. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we have a backup at all positions. So, like you say, first base is covered, so we don't really need another first baseman.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't really need. We have other people who play backup first base, so we really don't need two first base / third base people. And just throwing this out there. This is just food for thought. Just chew on this while this isn't it. Ruby Green's pretty good. Pretty darn good, actually. And she's still 27, and she only plays $4.7 million. Laura Franco is ranked A-, but she's super expensive. I mean, at 33, if we let her go, just throwing this out there, that'd free up almost $18 million. And we'd have that money for either development of some of these other players, like you said, or we could use that to pick up another catcher or someone else who plays like a utility infield. But I just thought about that just now, so I don't know where that sits with you.
Okay. I understand where you're going there, and I like the idea of developing players. But like you said, we did a lot to develop Laura Franco. She's a 98 power, 77 connectivity, 76 speed. She is a lot of money.
Well, we can keep her. I mean, she's worth it. That's
Right, she is.
I don't know. I don't know if she's. I don't know if I'd say she's worth $17 million.
So would you bring in, if we jettisoned Laura Franco, would you put Ruby Green in then as our starting first baseman?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and then we can develop Ruby Green like we did with Laura Franco.
But
he's much cheaper.
Yeah.
I think we still need another like a backup catcher. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why is it Buster Biggs can be a backup catcher?
Yeah. Well, what if we do? Because it doesn't look like we're not really willing to sign anybody now. So what if we go through a couple rounds to see who gets picked up, who gets dropped off, and maybe some new options pop up?
All right, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of looking at this Biff Noggins.
Oh, okay. He's a regular player, right?
Yeah, he's a left fielder. His primary position is left field. His secondary position is catcher. He's a C+, 61 power, 30 connectivity, 55 speed, 37 fielding, and a 65 arm. Only $3.6 million. Why don't we? I don't want to sign him, but let's keep an eye on him.
Okay. I'll put a star on good old Biff there. It looks like we can have more than one star, which is nice, because I still have a star in Smoke Frederick. But I don't think we need Smoke. We were considering Smoke back when we thought Billy LeBlanc might retire. So I think I'm going to unstar Smoke. Oops.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, right field, outfield. B. 8.1 million.
Yeah, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him off.
Okay.
Biff Noggins. Oops. Wrong one. Biff Noggins, a free agent. He's 34. Came from a different league. He doesn't have any stats here. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, we obviously need another catcher. But what other positions? I mean, yeah, Ruby Green's kind of stuck where she's at. Or Franco's stuck where she's at. We have two first base people. I don't know. I'm totally at a loss.
Yeah, me too. All right, so what do we have? We have a shortstop and a backup in Gina Torrens. But Torrens usually plays second base, so if she goes in for Dexteris, we're going to need another second baseman. We got Freddie Knox. Mm-hmm. We got Bertha Banks at third base. She can sub in at first base, but we're going to move Ruby Green. So our infield would be Ruby Green at first. Mm-hmm. Gina Torrens at second, Haley Dexteris at short, and then Bertha Banks at third. Mm-hmm. And we have backups for all of those. Our outfield is going to be Buster Biggs in left, right? Mm-hmm. Left, and then who was Magic Moore in center, and then Billy LeBlanc in right. And we have another left fielder. We got a couple of generic outfielders who can play pretty much any position in the outfield. Yeah. Benny Balmer and Poke Foster.
I was looking for.
I think we're covered. I mean, if we just make sure we have backup catcher. Yeah. And really, we don't even need that because, like I said, we could always pull Buster Biggs in from left field and then have either Benny Balmer or Poke Foster go out to left field.
Yeah. I'm looking for... Yeah, Isabel Stevens plays shortstop and anywhere in the infield. But she wants 18.3 million. That's
the other things. I've been looking at it, and we got 11.9 right now. Yeah. So I'm looking at about half. Pick up a player for about half of that.
Yeah. Now, I was like, we're in the first round. We're gonna let some go, but like Elijah Gobelson, played for. Wait, Gobelson, it's not showing. Didn't he play for the Moonstars?
I don't know. I thought so.
It says it's not showing up on here what team he played for.
Well, he only played 7 games, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it didn't.
He wasn't there long enough.
Because he's shortstop / infield. He's got good contact against right-handers. He bats in there. He's got an 80 arm, 34, and he only wants $4 million. I don't know. I was just looking at like infielder, generic infielder sort of stuff.
Right. I was kind of looking at age, see if we couldn't pick up a rookie or something.
Yeah.
Somebody young, and we could maybe start them off.
Yeah, I mean, Kasha Emmon, well, she plays 2 different bases.
Because I think that's what's going to bite us next season.
Julian
McCormick. Going to be some of the retirements.
Pitchers. Okay. All right. Shall we go to the next round?
Haley Hooper, right field is their primary position. Secondary position is infield/outfield. Overall A. Power versus right-handed pitching. 70 power, 70 connectivity, 72 speed, 51 fielding, 66 arm, bats left. 19 years old, wants $25.8 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy money.
She's good, though.
Yeah, she is.
19 years old.
And you get a check for $25.8 million. That's Haley Hooper.
I doubt she's getting signed on this first round. But okay.
We'll have to keep an eye. There's some of these monies. Some of this money's gonna come down. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Going to the next round. See what happens here.
Next round. Here we go.
Okay. Wow. So all right. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna take the right trigger all the way down. And okay. Here's where we're talking. Okay. There's the first. I'll do the first one. It looks like the Moonstars get Chiron Throne. Acquired player's salary is $2.4 million. He's a 29-year-old relief pitcher, C ranked. Not a whole lot of velocity. Pretty good on the junk there, though. Not a hitting pitcher at all. Chiron Throne. I can't remember who he's played for, but okay. Oh, you want to take the one up from there?
Sure. Biff Noggins has lowered his asking price. His previous salary was $3.6 million. He's an overall C+. Noggins is a 34-year-old left fielder catcher, and he's currently asking $3,400,000.
There you go. See it coming down $200,000 every one here. The next one up from there, the front runners bring in Mick Steele, first base. Yeah, they had to replace who their first baseman. Their starting first baseman just retired. What's his name?
I don't know.
Doggone it, we just saw them. Anyway, so Mick Steele is 27-year-old first base, C+, 86 power. So good possible home run runner. He's glad to put on the dog jersey, and he'll be
Trim Leonard.
Trim Leonard, that's it. Yeah, Trim retires, hangs up the cleats after one big season in the lead, losing it in the finals. And Mick Steele is a proud new player on that team. Up from there, Pete.
Up from there is the front runners also pick up Stan Elvey. Stan Elvey is a B-ranked left fielder catcher. He's 43 years old, though, so he's a little long in the tooth. He's got 71 power, 81 connectivity, 44 speed. He's got a 7 fielding and only a 25 arm, so he's not a fielder by any means. It looks like he might be a pinch hitter or something. He's known around the league as a tough out, and they acquired him for $6,300,000.
Yeah, there you go. The front runners getting some new players. We're excited to be in Philadelphia, Pete. And now we're looking at the Water Bullets. Obtained Felix Farmhand. He's a starting pitcher / relief pitcher. 22-year-old Felix, ranked C-. His best attribute is his accuracy, which is above average. Other than that, nothing too spectacular. He's going to throw the ball for the Water Bullets this season in our division, so we'll get to see him a few times. They're going to pay him $2.3 million.
All right. And our good friends, the Arctics, obtained Keisha Mushara. Keisha Mushara, the 30-year-old relief pitcher who's known to be a composed relief pitcher. She's an overall C, and they picked her up for $2 million, Tom. That's a bargain.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not. Her best days might be behind her. She throws the ball hard, Tommy, but she doesn't have a lot of movement on it, and she is a little bit wild with it. She's not a very good hitting pitcher by any stretch. So $2 million to pick up, I guess, an extra flame-throwing relief pitcher, I guess.
I can't remember. I think Bouchard played for the Moose. I think the Moose let her go before the playoffs. So that face explains that she goes from Detroit to Tacoma. And hopefully finds a new home. The Rocket Man. Rocket Ramon lowered his asking salary. He's asking for 5.6 now. He used to be 5.9. That's the transactions made. Now I think we want to do 16 rounds in this first grouping, right? So we might as well do another round or two before we go back to the board and take a look, right?
Sounds good.
All right, next round. Here we go. And I'm going to scroll down, and before we see too much, okay, there's Kishu Mushara. You want to take the first one, or do you want me to?
Okay, so there's Kishu Mushara. Negotiation round number 1. 5 transactions were made by us. Okay, Rocket Ramon lowered his asking salary. His previous salary was $5.6 million. He's asking now $5,300,000.
And that keeps showing up in our feed because we put a star on him, like the Rocket Man. Yeah. So just wanted to see, when he gets below 5, that's interesting. Also, Biff Noggins, another guy we're looking at, that lowered his asking salary from 3.4 down to 3.3. He's that 34-year-old left field catcher, Biff Noggins. And there you go. That's the end of round 2. Coming up for round 3. See what transactions. Ready, Pete? Here goes. Yep. Coming down. Okay, you want to start?
Okay, sure. The Heaters have picked up Hell of a Shepherd, the left fielder, outfielder, 32-year-old left fielder, outfielder. She's known around the league as a whiffer. She's got about average power, a little bit better than average ability to connect. She's got about average speed. She's a pretty good fielder with a less than average arm. They picked her up for $4,500,000, Tom.
Yeah, I can't remember who she played for. I want to say, I thought she played for the Front Runners, but or maybe it was the Freedom. I don't know. But welcome. She'll be welcome in Detroit with that arm. Biff Noggins drops his salary from 3.3 to 3.2.
Yes, sir. And Rocket Ramon lowered his asking price. He goes from 5.3 down to $5 million. All
right, let's go 5 rounds before we look at the board again. Okay, so one more round and we'll look at the board. Here we go. Negotiation round 4.
All right.
Take the first one there.
All right, so the first one is the Grapplers go out and pick up catcher first baseman Stracy Wickers, the 32-year-old C catcher first baseman. She's got good power, but she struggles to make contact. She's got average speed and a little bit less than average fielding and arm, but she could be a good defensive pickup. And she could give you a good pop once in a while, but like I say, she does struggle to make contact.
Yeah, there's you paying her $3 Rocket Ramon then again lowered his asking salary from 5 down to 4.8. So let's look at the sign and release again here on the team. Steve Monstour now is previous salary is 4.9. It doesn't show what he's asking yet on this thing. It's available players.
Free agent. Yeah.
Sakta Song.
Monstour is at 9. It's come down to $9 million.
Do we have a point for Monstour?
Well, what was he made? Let me see. He was making with us. He made 4.9, right? I guess I would give him a bump.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So what would you say? What's Eliza Peck making? She's getting 4.9 as well. So, and she just plays catcher. So, I don't know, 6. I mean, if he comes down to about $6 million, 6 to 7 million, would you be comfortable giving him?
I'd be comfortable giving him 7.
Okay.
And then we kind of need to make him our starter, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would. I think that's the other thing. We talked about that before. That I think that's what he's looking for. He just wants. He wants to know that he's going to be starting the majority of the games. We talked about it before. Eliza Peck was she did have a bit of a hot streak. She wasn't as hot as I think we gave her credit for in the playoffs. But I don't think Steve Monstour really saw much action in the playoffs, and I think he's probably pretty pissed about it.
Yeah. Where the heck is he? How come I don't see him anymore?
Monstour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him. Go to primary positions. He should be the third one down. if you.
Oh, here he is. Okay, should I star him? We
Sure.
keep an eye on him. Yeah. All right. So I guess
If it's gonna, yeah, especially if it's gonna let you do more than one, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So he's hanging out there. He's wondering when we're gonna offer him something. Just going through again here. I'm just looking at some. I wanted to look at some names on the list here. I mean, we know Julian McCormick, shortstop. Okay, we're not gonna be able to afford him. Adis Cisneros, yeah, 18.9. Hito Moonshada. We don't need that really. Right field artichoke sample. Just going down the line here. Jacques 10. He wants 16.6. We can't afford him. Jamie O'Connor, first base catcher. No, that's not good. Kasha, I mean, we couldn't have her playing backup to Dexteris. This just ain't right. She's got to land a first spot there. What's Harvey? No. I'm just looking at names I know. Elroy Action. Yeah, second base. We already have a couple second base people.
Well, here's the thing too. Let's talk. Let's talk business, Tom.
All right.
We got Steve Monstour. He starred. He's a B- catcher with good power versus right-handed pitching. Biff Noggins, who we talked about earlier. 34-year-old. So he's old. He's 10 years older than Monstour. He's asking $3.2 million, and he's a C+ left field catcher. So there's not a whole lot of difference there, except in the cash.
So you think we take Noggins off that list?
I don't know. Again, I guess there's a little bit of what would you call it? A little bit of feeling for Steve Monstour because he was part of the team that got us into the playoffs. But
right.
The difference being, currently as we sit, Noggins is looking for 3.2, and he'll drop. Steve Monstour is still looking for 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I might be able to pick up Biff Noggins, make him the backup to Eliza Peck, who we did pour a lot of money into trying to develop.
Yeah.
So, where's she at? She's still a B-. She's a B- as well. But her fielding and her arm, she's got the 75 arm now, Tom.
Yeah. What does Steve have?
Steve's
got a 57, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, defensively, Eliza Peck should be our starter.
Yeah.
Offensively, she makes better contact. She doesn't have power, and she doesn't have speed. That's the big problem. If we can develop her speed.
I'm going to throw this out there. This isn't, and I don't want to do this, but I'm just, again, this popped into my mind when I was thinking about Laura Franco making $18 million. Junior Young Jr. is a first base catcher. He's a B- power versus left-hander. He's got an 80 power. His contact needs to be developed, but he's a pretty good fielder. He's only 21 and he wants 7.6. It's like $10 million, but
7.6, Junior Young Jr. He got cut loose after his dad retired.
He got cut loose at the last day of the regular season, right before the playoffs. I said that was not ethical. That ain't right. He went with the team who made the playoffs. They said, "Yeah, you know what? We're gonna let you go on playoff eve."
I like Junior Young Jr. And he's a big break from paying $17.9 for a first baseman.
I mean, he doesn't have that contact though. He's a 29 contact, but
yeah, we would have to look for opportunities to develop his contact. But again, you're freeing up about $10 million.
Yeah.
So if you take that, and we should have some money for some development. So that would be what comes after this. Is after we put our team together, then we start thinking about, well, who are you going to develop? And at 21 years old, how old is? She's 33. So again, start developing him, lock him into a long-term contract, and make him our starting first baseman.
Yeah. We're going to our stats real quick here. Team stats. Alora, she had a 359 average.
She played well.
Yeah, 23 RBIs, 6 home runs, 10 doubles. She had more doubles than anybody else on the team.
She did. She was good for extra base hits. I mean,
Yeah, didn't strike out very often.
triple.
2 stolen bases. Yeah.
12 walks. She also got 12 walks.
Yeah.
So right there, she's got 86 total bases she had.
Yeah.
Which is second on the team. Buster Biggs was.
That's just it. That's the thing that's
cow.
tripping me on her. She's a great player. She's a great asset to the team. She's just
She only struck out
very
3
expensive.
times.
She's very expensive. Well, all right, we keep her, right? I mean, we don't need, but okay, all right. Well, I don't know. So we go to another round, or are you ready to do something? We go to another round, or do we need to mark some more people here?
I think. Wait a minute. Let's go sign and release. Who was it? I was looking at somebody. I think we already got the person that I was. Steve Monstour. We got marked. I don't see anybody else. Didn't we have somebody else marked?
Oh, I've got. Oh, hold on a second. I've got Steve Monstour. We got Biff Noggins.
Biff Noggins.
Yeah, hold on one second. I wanted to check it. I was going through some of these names here because I wanted to see if I knew if Philly Jones is out there, but we just don't need that position. Hieronymus Jackson, we don't need. Blakely Hierarch, second base. No, we don't need that. I was down to Steve Junior Young Jr. Kara Kawaguchi, she's third base. We don't need her. Lackey Luster's right. We don't need him. Well, let's see. Pedro Nixon. Well, Pedro Nixon is a catcher, right fielder. He's a whiffer though. He's 24, 175. He also plays right field. 88 power, 56. Did you say something about Pedro Nixon before?
I don't think so. Something along the lines of don't get Pedro.
Yeah, he's got 50 for an arm. Switch hits, he's 24. Lionel Martinez for so Junior. Okay, there he is. Lionel Martinez.
That's who we want. We want Julian McCormick, shortstop infielder. Although we already got an all-star, superstar shortstop.
Yeah. The problem with Biff Noggins though is he's his catcher. He's backup catcher. He's not his primary position. But Dallas McGuire it is. Dallas's thing was he's good contact. He's got a good arm. He's got a real good arm. He's 20. He's 23 and he wants 5. Boy, I'm tempted to say if we don't get Monstour, we look at Dallas. He's only 23. He just wants 5. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he's got good contact. And he's got a strong arm.
Dallas.
He's like 3 down from Biff.
Dallas McGuire.
Yeah.
He's a C. He's a catcher.
Yeah.
Ooh, a 66 arm, 36 fielding, 42 speed, 61 connectivity, and 31 power. He's only asking 5. Yeah, that's not a bad pickup. He is not. He's a rookie.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, just looking for Chili Little. Chili Little was devastating in the playoffs. He's only a C. Right field, outfield, 73 power, but his contact is so bad. Not the playoffs. It wasn't the playoffs. It was the regular season. He had our number. The regular. He's got a 69. Chili Little. I mean, Chili's. I'm just looking through. Okay. So let me tell you who I got marked on the regular players: Steve Monstour, Biff Noggins, and Dallas McGuire. For pitchers, it's just Rocket Ramon for relief. Were we considering?
Okay.
Were we considering for pitching? I think we want to. Do we want to start the season with Deshaun Levon? Want to give him a chance and see how he does?
So far, I haven't seen anything. We're talking about a starting pitcher. Deshaun Levon's a number 4, right?
Yeah.
Because it would be Hurley, Beavis, Ortiz, Japani, and then Deshaun Levon would be our 4th. So I wouldn't want to spend a whole lot on a 4th string.
Well, we got I'm looking at Deft Wedhams is a starter slash reliever, and he's composed, and he's got good accuracy, and he's 30. He wants 6.9. I mean, I don't know. What is Deshaun Levon is ranked B-.
All right, well, there's a Scott Hughes, who's a starting pitcher. He's a C+, got a 4-seam fastball, a curveball, a slider, and a change. He is walk-prone, but he's got a 50 velocity, a 40 junk, and a 60 accuracy. And he's 22 years old. He wants 5.6 mil. And he's a rookie. So if we could develop... Where'd he go?
Who's this now?
Okay, hold on. Where was he? 5.6 mil. He's down here. Scott Hughes.
Okay.
Starting pitcher. C+. Like I say, if we could put some, get him to develop his junk, he could be a 50-50-60 guy. 22 years old, 5.6 mil. We'd still have 5 mil left, and if we do wind up getting rid of what's her name at first base, we'd,
yeah,
15 mil we'd wind up with. And like you were saying, if Deshaun Levon's a B-, and he's a C+, I don't think we'd lose too much. And those numbers to me look pretty good for the money,
Yeah.
And he's got that, he's got 4 pitches instead of, like you say, you get to the starting pitcher, relief pitchers, they look like they only have like 3 pitches.
Yeah. Yeah, Deft Wedhams played for the Moonstars last year, and Boris Bigglesworth played for the Heaters. And you like Scott Hughes. He's got 4 pitches. I was looking at those starter slash relievers because I thought the other looked attractive that they could do both.
What about Melody Mood? Melody Mood's starting pitcher. She's a B-. She got a 4-seam fastball, a cut fastball, a curveball, slider, and a change. So she's got 5 pitches to work with. She's got a 37 velocity, but a 67 junk and a 59 accuracy. She's asking 9 mil.
She played for the Sawteeth.
Yeah.
She's 6-5 record with them.
Yeah. 4.36 ERA. She gave up 27 runs. 26 of them were earned. Pitched 53.2 innings. Had 39 strikeouts, 23 walks, though.
She wants 9 mil. Let me go back to our players. What is Deshaun Levon for? Well, I start her. I give her a star. Want to go a few more rounds?
Strikeouts per 9. She got 6.54.
Let's go a few more rounds and see how that all plays out.
You got it, man. You're running the show, Chief.
All right, negotiation round number 5. Here we go. And let's go down the list. I'm going to start. Yeah, we got a lot of names here. Okay, so the Tacoma Herbosaurus signed Libby Doe, replacing Omar Chumbo. So they let Chumbo go, and he was making 1.6 million. The 25-year-old relief pitcher with fairly good velocity, but not much else. Libby Doe, who she played for, she's the 33-year-old reliever, a little bit older, but she's a C+. So they get more. She doesn't throw the ball as hard, but she throws good movement and accuracy on it, and she's making 3.3. So they pay a little bit more for Libby Doe.
Yeah. And then Julius Angeles gets signed onto the Moose to replace the Wedge Wagner.
How about that?
That's something. Angeles is a C- catcher, 23-year-old catcher. He gives away, he takes over for Wedge Wagner, who's a 26-year-old shortstop second baseman, A-. So they're going to miss Wedge Wagner. He's got quite a bit of power. He makes about average contact. He's got pretty good speed on the base pass. He's a great, pretty good fielder with a great arm. He's known as an RBI man around the league, but he was making $15,600,000. And instead they're going to bring in Julius Angelis, the catcher. He's a C-. Doesn't have a lot of power and struggles to make contact, but he's got a lot of speed if he can get on the base pass, which is a big question mark. He's a very good fielder with a strong arm. He's known to have better connection versus left-handed pitching, and he's only making $2,300,000. So the Moose are going to wind up with about $12-13 million in their back pocket, thanks to that move.
Yeah, that's a big money saver. It looks like they needed a catcher. They probably didn't need the shortstop, second baseman. Wedge was the guy who started the season with the Overdogs, and then dropped and got picked up by the Moose soon after, and then won the championship with them. So
helped him win it, yeah.
So he'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on here now that he's a free agent. I'm coming up from there. Steve Monstour has dropped his asking salary to 8.4. I think we earmarked him at 7. Is that what you said?
Yeah, we sit somewhere between 6 and 7. So
okay,
he's getting closer.
All right.
Dallas McGuire, he lowered his asking price. His previous asking salary was 5. He'll be happy to take $4,700,000.
All right. Well, if Monstour doesn't decide, Biff Noggins lowers his salary asking. He goes from 3.2 to 3.1. He's the 34-year-old left fielder catcher.
And Rocket Ramon, fan favorite here in Beewolf Town, is lowered his asking price from 4.8 to 4.6 million.
Yeah, we really don't need a reliever, but it's interesting. Melody Moods has lowered her asking salary. She was asking 9. She's the 29-year-old starter. She's the one we're looking at for Deshaun Levant. Again, I think we both think Deshaun should start the season, but she's come down under 9, so that's important. Okay, that's round 5. Want to go for round 6?
Hold on. How much is Deshaun making? He's only making 4.1. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
He pitched pretty well. Again, Hurley Bender did really well. Frangipani did really well. But, don't underestimate Ortiz and Levant. I think a lot of the games that they lost were due to lack of offense, really more so than... it would be one of those things where like they would give up that one pitch that you wanted back. Yeah. And the Beewolves just couldn't overcome that one pitch, and it's like so I feel bad for him.
I do. He had a standout 41 earned runs against them though. But yeah, I know what you're saying. He's got the least amount of strikeouts. He's our 4th string. He played like it, but he wasn't bad. Yeah. Give him 17 home runs.
Like you say, when you get to the 4th string, if you could get some solid outings from those pitchers, you got to be happy about it,
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Should we go next round?
Okay. 3.4.
Right. Here we go. Coming down the line. Sorry. Oh, it's just asking salaries have changed. Melody Moods lowers hers to 7.9 from 8.4. Wow, that's a big drop. $500,000.
Yeah, she's interested in getting on a team.
She is.
Rocket Ramon's down to 4.4 million.
Dallas McGuire comes down from 4.7 to 4.4. He dropped it by 300,000. It looks like players are getting eager to make a home.
Yeah, the longer you go, and our good friend Steve Monstour, he's down to 8 mil, so he dropped 400,000 off of his asking price.
He did, and then Biff Noggins comes 3.1 to 3. I think we're going to start seeing pickups here. Do you want to make any moves, or do you want to go another round?
I'm not sure. I think Biff Noggins is probably at his low. He's probably going to want at least 3.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if anybody plays for under 3 in the league.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a couple on the free agent wire. Lancelot Day, 2.3, Clyde Oliver, 2.8, and then Jimmy Noggin, 2.8, and Jefe Manzano, 2.9. But that's it. Everybody else is at least over 3. So
yeah.
Pull the trigger yet?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm still not sold on Noggins because his primary position is left field. It's like Buster Biggs' home.
Yeah, he's like basically Buster. He's a cheaper Buster Biggs, and I don't know if he'll play as well.
No, yeah, I don't think nobody plays like Buster Biggs. Like, all right, another round.
Let's do it.
All right, round number 8.
Man.
Here goes.
We're playing with loaded dice.
We
now,
are
Tommy.
now. Okay. Melody Moods drops from 7.9 to 7.6, another 300,000.
Biff Noggins has actually gone below 3. He's at 2.9 million.
Oh my gosh. Dallas McGuire drops from 4.4 to 4.2.
And Rocket Ramon, he's gone from 4.4 to 4.3. So we're starting to see a little bit smaller increments now.
Yes, and our friend Steve Monstour drops to 7.7. We're getting closer.
Yes, sir.
Closer. Going to take a look at our team again there.
I'm going to be so happy when we re-sign him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we just want to keep playing it down to that.
It doesn't seem like anybody's really interested. There's not a lot of interest in Monstour.
I think we want to go through 16 tonight, right? We're getting ready to do 8. All right, let's do 8. Here goes. Roll the dice, Pete. Okay, still no signings.
Okay, hold on. All right, Melody Moods lowered her asking price from 7.6 to 7.3.
Steve Monstour drops his from 7.7 to 7.4. He's getting close to that 7.
He certainly is. Rocket Ramones at 4,100,000.
And Dallas McGuire has dropped from 4.2 to 4 million even.
Now, we're not seeing a lot of signings either. I mean, when was the last time? You got to go back to, what was it, round 5, really, to get to be where we had some signings. So, yeah, we've gone a little bit. So really, the only
ones that are kind of on the block, Steve Monstour, possibly Deshaun Levant. Deshaun Levant's playing for 4.1 million. And Melody Moods is at 7.6, so it's still all right. You want to do round 9?
Yeah.
All right, here goes. All right. Oh, here's we got some movement here.
Okay, we got a little bit of movement. Derm Wonderfloss offended a Moonstar coach and was replaced by Royalty Ocean
in the off season.
So Derm Wonderfloss just had enough, and he's decided to take a walk. Wonderfloss is a starting pitcher. He's 39 years old, C+. He's got about average velocity, average junk, and a little bit less than average accuracy. He does not hit very well. And in return, they're bringing in Royalty Ocean, who's a B+. Yeah. So it's actually a step up for them. She's got a lot more velocity than Wonderfloss does. She's about average junk, and she's got a lot of accuracy. So she can put the ball where she wants, and she can throw it by you pretty quickly. She's doesn't have a whole lot of power, but she's a pretty good hitting pitcher, Tommy. She gets about average contact. They're going to be paying her $9 million. So it's they went from 4.9 with Wonderfloss to 9 with Royalty Ocean.
Yeah, I think Ocean. I forget who she played with, Doug. I wanted to say it was the Burners or somewhere out in Hawaii, but yeah, she was. She was on. I saw her on the list. I just thought we wouldn't get her. All right, coming up from there, Biff Noggins is dropping his asking salary from 2.9 to 2.8.
Wow. Melody Moods has lowered her asking salary. She's down to $7 million.
Mm-hmm. Dallas McGuire was asking 4. Now he's asking 3.8.
Steve Monstour lowered his asking price from 7.4 to $7.1 million.
He's just one step away from us making an offer, Pete.
I was going to say, we're if he gets through the next round of negotiations, I'm sure he's going to be below 7.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody thinks he's worth 7 of those than us. Rocket Ramon lowers his from 4.1 to 4. Should we go one more round and make our offer?
Let's do it.
All right, negotiation round 10.
He gets signed. Here he's.
I know, here it comes. All right, we got some stuff going on. Let me do this one real quick. Julian McCormick. He was the top-ranked free agent at the beginning of last season, got signed by the Warblers and then let go at the end of the season. And that was a big deal when he got let go. But it looks like he gets signed to the Brothers, replacing Spitz McKinney. Good old Spitz, number 38. We've seen him play many times. Left field or right field, B-, 84 at contact. He's a good player. Still at 38 years old. He was making 5.8. He's now on free agent wires. McCormick gets picked up again, this time by the other Colorado team, the Buzzards. The star 34-year-old shortstop infielder. He got a 94 power, 99 contact. He rivals Dexteras in that position, and he's making $20.4 million. I don't know who the highest paid player in the league is right now, but that's up there.
Yeah, and I would just say this, that I don't like the fact that all of the superstar players tend to be shortstops.
Yeah.
Everybody's shortstop is like superstar, but it's like you can't find a superstar outfielder or
Yeah, second baseman.
Yeah, they're all the shortstops seem to be the big superstars. Dallas McGuire, the 23-year-old catcher on the free agent wire, he's lowered his asking price, hoping to get a nibble. He went from 3.8 to 3.6.
We'll see what happens here. Steve Monstour lowers his from 7.1 to 6.8. That's even better than we'd hoped, Pete.
Yes, sir. It's in that range, I said, between 6 and 7. I mean, you could even push it maybe and get him to bring it down to about 6.5. Rocket Ramon, the 32-year-old relief pitcher, he's going to come down from $4 million to $3.9 million.
All right, and then Biff Noggins lowers his salary from 2.8 to 2.7. He's giving himself away.
He's practically, yeah. And last but not least, starting pitcher 29-year-old Melody Moods has lowered her asking price from $7 million to $6.7 million.
All right, so sign release. Gonna go to available players. I'm gonna go down to Steve Monstour. I'm gonna press sign.
You're gonna offer him a sheet? Go ahead, man.
6.8. Let's see what happens.
Do we push him and see if we can't get him to 6.5?
Whoa! Not Handley Dix. Okay, hold on a second here. Steve Monstour.
You got to go to the free agent.
Yeah, I'm at free agency. Steve Monstour. If I go sign. Oh, I got to go for Steve Monstour. There we go. Steve Monstour for Steve. Okay. Resigned signing. Confirm transaction. View career. If I do the left trigger there. So he was making 4.9. We're offering him 6.8. It's almost $2 million more. You ready for me to pull the trigger? See what happens?
Go ahead.
Are you sure you would like to re-sign this player? Resigned at 4968. I'm going to hit accept. Did it.
Beewolves signed Steve Monstour. The acquired player's salary is $6.8 million. He's a B minus with 70 power, good power, about average connectivity, average speed, average fielding, and average arm. He's got good power versus right-handed pitching.
He does. All right, the band is back together. The only problem is now, if you can see up there, we've got $5.1 million overhead, or under the cap. So that's really low development.
Yeah.
So now that poses another thing. But I think we were thinking about going. Well, good to have Steve back on the team. I guess
definitely
we want to try and.
Always got good things to say about Steve Monstour. He's been a great team player.
Yeah. And he got a little bit of a raw deal in the playoffs there, so he gets a bump, a couple extra $1 million. He's making more than Billy LeBoink right now. Heck, I didn't even think about it that way. He's just making a little bit less than Gina Torrance. He's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's up there now. He's in the top 5 paid players on the team, I think.
Well, I think that's what he wanted. I think he wanted that commitment, Yeah,
if I'm going to sort by column here, let's see. If we sort by column, yeah, he's the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth highest paid player on the team.
Okay.
I don't know if that's if I feel right about that. As far as regular players.
Yeah.
We got a couple.
Yeah,
pitchers.
and I mean he was making, like we talked about, he was making 4.9?
Yeah.
With us last season, so I think he was due for a bump.
Yeah.
But you've posed a pretty good question about Alora Franco. Are we going to keep her, or do we let her go and move Ruby Green into the starting role? And Alora Franco, like you said, she's an A-, and she played like an A-.
Yeah.
Ruby Green is a B-, so to be a little letdown there. Obviously, power that they don't match up, but Ruby Green's got good power, good connectivity. She's got good speed. Her fielding suffers, which is going to be something we may bother us because she's going to be playing first base. So
yeah, well,
we're going to see that more often because you're going to make a lot of putouts at first.
What if we keep going rounds until we complete round 16, and when we're halfway through the off season?
Okay.
And then we can come back and we can think about that Laura Franco. So I'm gonna go next round here.
Okay.
Going down there. Okay, so we got Beewolves. Okay, they got Melody Moods. Beewolves. We signed Steve Monster, like you said, 20-year-old catcher. He's got almost $2 million more. Melody Moods lowers her asking salary from 6.7 to 6.4.
Rocket Man has dropped his from 3.9 to 3.8.
Dallas McGuire lowers his requirement from 3.6 to 3.5, and that's where it ends in that round. So
didn't we miss somebody?
No.
Somebody must have got signed, I think.
Oh.
The guy who had dropped under $3 million, he seems to be gone.
Yeah, but how's that? Biff Noggins isn't even, he's not even on that list. But it wouldn't it say if he was signed, if we marked him?
It should. Biff Noggins. Okay, it still says here. I'm assuming then that what that means is he did not lower his asking price.
There you go.
He's still at 2.7.
That makes sense. All right, we're going to go round 12 here. Round 12. Looking at round 12.
All right. Not a whole lot. It does not look like anything happened.
Well, no, starting at the bottom, the Nemesis signed Blade Stevenson.
Oh.
Replacing Chance Lauderberry. So Chance Lauderberry, the 39-year-old starter/reliever, he's that E+, very low-ranked pitcher, but a specialist. So, but he was making only $600,000 a year. Wow, they pick up Blade Stevenson, an A+ starter/reliever, 23-year-old, 96 velocity. The ball smokes when he throws it. 93 accuracy with 69 jump.
He's putting it right where he wants.
He's composed. He's a dream come true. At 23 years old, $19.8 million. Wow, the Nemesis got some pitching there, Pete.
Yes, they did. Biff Noggins has lowered his asking price from $2,700,000 to $2,600,000.
Rocket keeps dropping like a rock here. He's from 3.8 to 3.7.
Melody Moods, the 29-year-old pitcher, $6,400,000 was her previous asking. She's down to asking for $6,100,000.
Dallas McGuire is down from 3.5 to 3.3. I think we can take Dallas off of the list now.
I think so. You could probably take Biff Noggins off too, because he's a left fielder catcher as well.
Yeah, oops, we need to do that. And Dallas. There we go. 2 off the list. And that'll clear up our list here. Okay, next round is round number 13. Here it comes. Oh, okay. We got some stuff going on here. You do the first one there, Pete.
We got a signing. The Gold Coats signed Haley Hooper, replacing Santiago Smile. I believe we talked a little bit about Haley Hooper.
We did.
Santiago Smile is a 39-year-old left fielder, outfielder. He's about an average power, average connectivity. He's got pretty good speed on the base pass. Good fielder and with a good arm, and he was making $4,300,000. They pick up Haley Hooper, who has got excellent power, excellent connectivity, excellent speed on the base pass. It's an average fielder with a pretty strong arm. She's got power. She's known to have power versus right-handed pitching. She's a 19-year-old relief right fielder, infield, outfield. So she can.
Yeah, almost a utility player. Basically,
exactly.
She just doesn't play catcher.
Right. She can play. Her primary position is right field, but she really could play anywhere in the infield and anywhere in the outfield. But you're going to pay for her. She's picking. She wants $14,700,000. So the Gold Coats are going to cough up an extra $10 million to get Haley Hooper. But I think they're going to be happy with that. I'm going to keep an eye on Miss Hooper.
Yeah,
I think she's going to have a pretty decent career.
I mean, Smile's not a bad player, but Hooper's a strong addition to the Gold Coats out there in Oakland. Rocket Ramon drops.
And like you say, Smile's 39. They're picking her up. She's only 19.
Yeah, 20 years younger than he is.
Yeah.
Wait. No, yeah. He was 20 when she was born. Rocket Ramon lowers his asking salary from 3.7 to 3.6.
And then Melody Moods has dropped her asking price from 6.1 to 5.9.
That's all right. Next round is going to be round 14 to 32. We got 14, 15, and 16, and then we're going to call it for the night. Oh, we got some stuff going on. Racha. There's some moves here, Pete. We're going to start with the Overdogs signing Wedge Wagner. They re-signed Wedge Wagner, replacing Dig Fordo.
All right, then.
Fordo, I don't know what the 22-year-old shortstop infielder utility player, C-, mostly known for his fielding in his arm. He was making 1.8, and they pick up Wedge Wagner again, who started there last season before he's let go. He won a championship with the Moose, and now he's coming home to Los Angeles. The 26-year-old shortstop second baseman, A-, amazing power, fair contact, good speed, good fielding, and a great arm. He's an RBI man. He's making 11.5 now, with a little bit less than he did in Detroit, but he's got a good career in his hands here.
Yes, sir. And then up from there, the Philadelphia Freedom lock up Mauricio McCleary. Mauricio McCleary, I'm sorry, the 38-year-old first baseman outfielder. He's C+ overall. He's got fairly good power and about average connectivity. He's a little bit slower on the base paths. His fielding can suffer at times, and he's got about an average arm, so not a bad pickup. The Freedom will be paying him $3,800,000 this year. So,
all right. Melody Moods lowers her asking salary from 5.9 down to 5.7. She's coming close to what Deshaun Levon makes.
The Sirloins acquire Blakely Hyark. Blakely Hyark is a 22-year-old second baseman shortstop. She's a B overall. She's got about average power, better than average ability to connect. She's got average speed, better than average fielding, and a pretty average arm. Known around the league to have better power versus right-handed pitcher and favors the high pitch. The Sirloins are going to be parting with $6,500,000 for the honor of being able to call Blakely Hyark a sirloin.
Yeah, I remember playing against her. I forget who she played with, but yeah, that's a good move for her. It's St. Louis. Up from there, the Herbisaurs out in the Pacific Northwest. They signed Sock the Song. Holy crap! Replacing Miriam Wackett. I remember playing Miriam Wackett. She's 39-year-old catcher, first base. Wackett was a C-. Her biggest point was her fielding and her arm. She made $1.7 million, and wow, did the Herbisaurs just dish out for a star 29-year-old first base right fielder in Sock the Song. He's got 80 power and 95 contact, 88 speed. He is a star. Fielder, arm.
Yes, sir.
He's got power against right-handers. They signed him for $21.4 million, which I think makes him the highest paid player in the league now. He started his season with the Overdogs last year, and now he's up the Pacific Northwest. That's in our division, Pete. We're going to see him at least 3 times this season.
Yeah, and like you pointed out, he is one of the superstars of the game right now. So that's a good pickup for the Herbisaurs, but it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him as far as I think development. So. Rocket Ramon, once again, has lowered his asking price, looking for a home. He's a 32-year-old relief pitcher. He's was asking $3.6 million. He's now going to set it. He would be happy to get $3,500,000.
There you go. Up from here, we got another sighting. The Philadelphia Freedom signed Wanda Dregler, replacing Tater McHustle. Tater McHustle, the 32-year-old starting pitcher, was a C. Threw the ball a little harder than average, but other than that, nothing too spectacular. He was making 3.7. But Wanda Dregler is a B+, 26-year-old starter, so she's a little younger. Her biggest thing is her accuracy at 95. She's above average in velocity and junk, but they pick up on those areas. She's going to be making 10.8, so that's a good move for Wanda Dregler.
Yep, and the Sirloins made another move. They picked up, Tish Balin has offended a Sirloin coach, and she has been replaced by Allie Clark.
Huh.
So Balin was better than average power, less than average ability to connect, but she had great, pretty good speed on the base paths, pretty good fielder, and a great arm. She's a 31-year-old center fielder outfielder. She's going to be replaced by Allie Clark, who's actually a step up. Clark with much more power than Balin had. Better connectivity. She's got greater speed. Her fielding suffers, but she's got a pretty strong arm as well. Balin was making $5,500,000, and Allie Clark comes in and is going to pull in $11,800,000 for her season with the Sirloins.
Pretty good for a teenager. Seems like an offensive move by the Sirloins there.
19-year-old center field outfielder. I didn't mention that about Allie Clark. Yeah, so again, a rookie comes in and replaces Balin.
Yeah. And then up in New York, the Wild Pigs signed Aiden Runette, replacing Godfrey Storm. Godfrey Storm is a 33-year-old center field first base outfielder. He's a tough-out utility player. He's a C-plus ranked. His biggest thing was his speed and his arm. He was making $4.4 million a year, but Aiden Runette is a 25-year-old, much younger catcher / right fielder, and he's a B-plus. They go up on the power and the contact, so it's mostly, again, a hitting change. He's a better fielder as well behind the plate. Not as big of an arm, but he's going to be making $10.8 million this year. That'll bring us to round 15, which is coming up right here, Pete. And I'm going to drop her down. And a lot going on. You want to start the first one?
Hold on. Okay, we're in. Okay. Billy Bond. There's a lot of there's a lot of turmoil in these teams going on, Tommy.
Really
Billy
sensitive
Bond,
coaches.
I guess so. But Billy Bond, I guess, did not agree with the way the team was run last season. He offended a Water Bullets coach, and he's been asked to leave, and they've brought in Stancha Silvio. Billy Bond is a C-plus 30-year-old relief pitcher. He's got less than average velocity, about average junk, and about average accuracy. He does not have a lot of power, nor does he connect in the batter's box very well. He's going to get replaced by 29-year-old starting pitcher Stancha Silvio. She's a B-plus overall. She's got very good velocity, a little bit less than average junk, and very good accuracy. And again, not a very good hitter at the plate, doesn't have very much power, and she struggles to make contact. Billy Bond was making $2,700,000 when he was playing with the Water Bullets, whereas Stancha Silvio comes in. She'll be making $10,100,000.
Yeah, that's a good. Silvio's a good pitcher. Mostly, he throws the ball hard and accurate. So yeah, that'll be a good ad for the Water Bullets, who we're going to see her 3 times this year, or at least we're going to see the Water Bullets 3 times. The Gold Coats pick up Israel Herring. Israel Herring is a 21-year-old starter pitcher. He's a B-minus. He was a free agent until just today. His biggest thing, he's a little better than average at junk, but he's really accurate. He's not bad at power and contact as well. He's a good hitting pitcher. So the Oakland Gold Coats the California Gold Coats are gonna pick him up. He's gonna make $5.1 million this year, Pete.
Well, and then coming up, there's Rocket Ramon. He's still out there on the free agent wire, hoping to secure a home for the next season. He's a 32-year-old relief pitcher, C-plus overall. He was asking $3,500,000, but he'll be happy to take $3,400,000.
He will. He'll take it, and he'll like it. The Grapplers signed Jeff Clay, replacing Ben Kringer. Ben Kringer, the pasty Ben Kringer, a 40-year-old first baseman, whiffer, C-plus ranked. Pretty good. A little better than average at contact and speed, fielding, and arm. A little bit lower on power. He was making $4 million a year, but Jeff Clay is a 23-year-old center field first baseman. He's a B-plus ranked, so it's a trade up there. They get more power, they get more contact. So it's a better offensive mood. He's faster. He's a better fielder. Doesn't quite have the. But they get a whiffer for a whiffer. His new salary is $9.6 million, so he'll be playing his first season in San Jose.
And then Melody Moods, who's still out there on the free agent wire, she's still looking for a home. She was asking $5.7 million for a 29-year-old B-minus starting pitcher, but she'll be happy to take $5,500,000 if it'll get her on someplace, Tommy.
And the St. Louis Sirloins acquire Smoke Frederick. He was someone we had on our list for a while, Pete. He's the 34-year-old right fielder outfielder. We had him looking for a backup for Billy LeBoink in case LeBoink retired, which he did not. So it's nice to see the B-ranked right fielder, 34 years old. He's got 67 power, 53 contact, 51 speed. He's a good, solid right fielder, and he's going to be making $5.3 million for the Sirloins this year.
Yeah, and I think that's a good pickup for them, and that's a good price point. I mean, he's a solid player, not extra in any area in particular, but at 34 years old, you're paying about a moderate price for a moderate player. So
yeah, and it's good to have a guy named Smoke on the Sirloins.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna do round.
Filet.
We're gonna do
smoke and filet.
Yeah, we're gonna do negotiation round 16, which will take us halfway through the off season. Coming up, Racha. Gotta scroll down a little bit. Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on here now. You want to start the first one?
Let's see. Let me get down here. Okay, so we're going to start here. The Moose signed Chevelle Yoder, replacing Wiggles Freeman. Wiggles Freeman was a 29-year-old shortstop third baseman, C overall, less than average power, a little bit better than average ability to connect, less than average speed, about average fielding and arm. He was making $3,100,000. They bring in they bring in Chevelle Yoder to replace Freeman. He's a 26-year-old center field outfielder, so they're looking for some help in the outfield. He's a B+ overall. He's got better power. He's about average connectivity. He's got great speed on the base pass. His fielding suffers a little bit, but he's got a strong arm out there, and he's known to be a tough out. They're going to pay him $9,200,000 for his next season of work, Tom, over there in the Moose.
I can't remember who Yoder played for last, but yeah, almost $10 million to play for the defending champs. That's pretty darn good. Going one up from there, we're looking at Bubba Blastman. Bubba Blastman defended a Crocodons coach and was placed by Jefe Manzano. All right, so Bubba, the 41-year-old left fielder, who's still going to be playing, hopefully, this season. He's a C+, known mostly for his power, but a fair player outside of that. The left fielder is an RBI man, likes the outside pitch. He was making $4.4 million. But we know Jefe Manzano, the C-ranked left fielder, outfielder. He doesn't have much on the power. He loses, but he's better everywhere else. He's better at contact, speed, fielding, and arm. And he makes $2.4 million a year. So they're actually saving some money for someone who's better at everything but power.
Yep. And then the Tia Mayfair, just to join the group, has offended a Crocodons coach, and she's been replaced by Raleigh Overo. Tia Mayfair is a 27-year-old relief pitcher. She's got good velocity, about average junk. Her accuracy suffers, and she is not a very good hitting pitcher. She was making $3 million, and they're going to bring in Raleigh Overo, who, huge step up, Tommy.
Yeah.
Major velocity, very good at junk, pinpoint accuracy. He's got 53 power in the batties. He's got about average power in the batter's box. Unfortunately, he struggles to make contact. And again, they're going from the paying Tia Mayfair $3 million to paying Raleigh Overo $14,800,000. And I think it's well warranted, Tom, with the bump they're going to get at relief pitcher.
That's a major boost to the bullpen. I don't know how much Mayfair actually offended him. She probably just yelled at Blastman, and Mayfair came in for to defend him and say, "You're out of here too," because they already had their eye on Overo. I'm glad you said something. Get out of here. Whopper Batsman defended an Arctics coach. What's with these coaches? And was replaced by Artichoke Sampleboy. That's a big player. So Whopper Batsman, 31-year-old second baseman, making $3.2 million, ranked C. He's known mostly for his power at 81. He's pretty good at speed, fielding, and arm. Artichoke Sampleboy is now going to be playing up in the Pacific Northwest. I'm pretty sure she was playing for the Burners. So she comes to the mainland. 27-year-old right fielder, outfielder, is an A ranked. She's not quite at that power, but nobody is. She still has 72. But she's an 84 contact, 74 speed, 80 fielding, 76 arm utility player. And they're going to pay her well for $14.4 million.
And then we got the Crocodons. They're taking a risk on Stemi Shingatani. Shigatani is a 34-year-old second base, third baseman. The Crocodons pick her up off the free agent wire. She's got about average power, average ability to connect, and average speed. She's got slightly better than average fielding and about average arm. So she's just kind of an average player, but she'll be providing them some support at second base and third base. She'll be making $3,500,000 this season.
She will. From there, Rocket Ramon lowered his asking salary from 3.4. He's down to 3.3 now.
Yes, sir. And then the Crocodons also pick up off the free agent Ada Cisneros. Ada Cisneros, the 33-year-old second baseman. She's an A player. She's one of the she's one of the stars of the league. She's got excellent power, excellent ability to connect. She's got really good speed and feel. She's a really good fielder. Her arm is a little bit iffy, and she's known to be a whiffer around the league. They picked her up off the free agent wire for $13 million. So Ada Cisneros will be putting on the Crocodile green and gold this season, Tommy.
Boy, she burned us when she was playing for the Water Bullets. I know she got a couple long ones off us. So yeah, that's a big move by the Crocs. We're in the other conference, so we should only see her once this season, which is good. They're gonna pay for it too. They're gonna pay. Up from there, the Hot Corners signed Kasha Emin. Wow, Kasha replacing Randy Mann. Randy Mann, the 37-year-old second base shortstop, C+ rank, good power, good contact, good speed. He was making $4.3 million, but our old friend Kasha, who played for the Overdogs last year, was pretty angry about that. She joins Johnson Swanson, who came from our team. I forgot Kasha hadn't been picked yet, so it took 16 rounds, but the A- ranked shortstop second base. It's at 60 power. That's the only way they come down on her. She's not as powerful as Randy Mann, but she's got 77 contact, 87 speed, 75 field, 56 arm. They're gonna be the Hot Corners are gonna be paying her $10.3 million this year.
And she's worth every penny of it.
They just got better,
big player for any team she's on. Melody Moods, who's still out there on the free agent wire, hoping to catch on somewhere before the season starts. She was asking $5.5 million for a 29-year-old B- starting pitcher. She's decided to come down to $5,400,000, Tom.
That's pretty good. The Hot Corners are not done yet. They signed Aliyah Price, replacing Seymour Sox. Seymour Sox, a 27-year-old right fielder, outfielder, was ranked B-. Not much power at all. He's known mostly for speed and his arm. He was making $4.3 million a year, and Aliyah Price is a B+ ranked. 21-year-old, third base, first base, and she's huge on power, 80 on power, 97 on speed. So she actually beats him on speed, better, and she's better in those areas. She picked up $8.6 million. So yeah, the Hot Corners are not happy being in the basement.
No, sir. Looks like they're going to do everything they can to get out of there. The Crocodons will go back to the free agent market, and they pick up Biff Noggins.
All right, Biff.
Biff Noggins was able to catch on. He's a C+ 34-year-old left fielder catcher. He's got 61 power, 30 connectivity. He's got a 30 connectivity, 55 speed, 37 fielding, and a 65 arm. He was picked up for the sum of $2,500,000. So good old Biff Noggins had to kind of wait it out a bit there, Tom. It was a long time in coming, and he dropped price quite a bit.
He may be second string in Houston there, but it's a good for him to land that salary. Up from there, Tig Tantrum offended the Sandcats coach. Oh, Tig, he's out of Phoenix now. Is replaced by Hito Moonshada. Pete, Hito Moonshada is going to buy a house in Phoenix.
Yes.
The Tig Tantrum, sorry to see him go, was a B- ranked 23-year-old left fielder outfielder. So young guy, mostly known for his speed, good at everything else, an RBI man. He was making $4.4 million. Boy, the Sandcats, our sister team, really pay for Hito Moonshada, who played for the Nemesis, played well. I was surprised to see him leave. He's 98 power, 68 contact, so he definitely pick up the offense and the fielding. He's an 88 fielder and a 93 arm. He likes the high pitch. They paid for it, $14.4 million, but the Sandcats, who made the playoffs last year, are threatening again.
They just got a huge boost. Although the speed can be a liability, we ourselves know we've got some pretty good hitters on the Beewolves, and unfortunately, when they get on base, they can kind of be a stopper. It's really hard to kind of move around because they do not move very quickly, and Moonshot is not known to have a lot of speed. But yeah, he's a dangerous hitter.
Well, that's fun so far. We're halfway through the off season. We're going to have another one of these, before the end. So this is good. This is good. I think we did enough talking right now. Pete and I will look at some of this stuff here. We'll get to do some more things. We'll do another off season, and then we'll talk about preseason. And what else? What else would you like to say, Pete?
Nothing. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting out on the field and getting it going here.
I know there's so much to think about in this off season. I think there's like opportunities going by that we're missing and all that. But again, we less was more. I think is what we were thinking here. So
yeah,
I think we're well positioned. But it's interesting to see what's going on. All right. Well, I'm gonna say goodnight. So what do you want to say, Pete? Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, folks. Catch you at the next one.